This is fucking Cheryl Strayed wild vibes.
So we are about to set off. Our goal is to try to hike 100 miles of the long trail in Vermont. I am not a hiker, and thank God I have Nina here with me, who is a fucking hiker. Like, she's a fucking hiking animal. Let's go!
So the Long Trail runs the length of the state of Vermont and is the oldest long-distance trail in the U.S., plus the original inspiration for the Appalachian Trail. The full trail is 260 miles, and we took 8-ish days to try to hike a 100-mile section from Rutland to Burlington.
Okay, so what is our mileage goal?
Like 15 miles a day would be good.
Ah, our first step!
Cars are coming.
Our first step!
Nina has walked from Mexico to Canada twice, doing the PCT and the CDT, and I have not.
We've been hiking for about 30 minutes, and now we have finished the only section of the AT that we will be doing. And now we split off to continue on to the long trail for the next 99 miles, or not. 99 miles of trail on the road, 99 miles of trail. Walk one down, spin it around, 98 miles of trail on the road.
That first day, Nina eased me into the hiking experience with a small 5-mile walk to our first campsite.
So if anyone remembers, in Vietnam I tried to set up a tent, and it didn't go very well.
So there are shelters and campsites all along the trail. If there's a caretaker, you might need to pay a $5 overnight fee. We only saw one caretaker while we were hiking, and we weren't asked to pay. The sites are first come, first served. We didn't have any trouble finding a place to pitch our tent. These sites also have outhouses that vary in their state of upkeep. You need to be aware of bears. We chose to use a bear can. Nina carried this in her pack, and at night we put all our food in it and put it away from the campsite. The hope is that a bear will go for the can instead of your tent, if one does come along.
Good morning. We had our first night in the tent. It was pretty good. We woke up naturally at 7 a.m. and we have to drink as much water as we can and fill up our water bottles, because we might not find that much water along the way. But first, it's breakfast time.
So for breakfast, we had hot chocolate, instant coffee, granola, and cinnamon almond butter all in one cup.
I can't stop farting. And it smells really bad. It does. It's terrible.
Okay, we're gonna get water. We brought both a Sawyer water filter and Aquamira tab so we could filter water straight from the streams along the trail.
Mona is already dehydrated, but she won't admit it.
I've only peed twice.
That's bad.
But I do need to poop, which we can go do next.
You can go do that.
So it turns out that the bathroom at this site was the most amazing one we would see on the entire trail.
Luxury. That was like pure luxury. And then you pack out the wet wipes.
The next few days were about to become very difficult for me. This was for 2 reasons. Number 1, I was introduced to the green tunnel syndrome of the Long Trail, and I've heard this also applies to the Appalachian Trail.
It looks like the fucking Lord of the Rings right now.
For most of the first 5 days of our hike, we were walking through the forest with little to no views, and this is surprisingly tough mentally. The second reason the trail was difficult is because long-distance hiking is really hard.
Hiking, I have now been reminded, really hurts. My feet are fucking in pain. My shoulders hurt. And it is really beautiful. But I think I always forget that, like, hiking is not, like, easy. Right? It's hard.
It's hard, yeah.
It's fucking hard.
It's really hard.
I learned to take my boots off whenever I had the chance and to fuel up whenever possible. For lunch, we had tuna fish, Chex Mix, mayo, and hot sauce in a wrap.
a haiku that sums up how I'm feeling right now. My feet are broken, glistening shards of glass, and yet I walk on. Oh my God.
But that's the thing about hiking. You just have to keep going.
My sleeping bag is a hot box. My pack has been incredibly lopsided, so she's helping me repack it because she knows everything. It feels so much better. We are setting off on our third day of hiking. Yesterday was fucking intense, and today is going to be intense too. But it's amazing how my feet actually feel okay this morning. The body is amazing. I don't know if you can tell, but that's fucking steep and we gotta go up it. Okay. Nina is leading a brisk pace, but I am semi-keeping up. Ugh. And my toes are starting to hurt, but we're in this really cool forest. It smells fucking great. Okay, this is going to sound maybe obvious, but a great hack. Nina gave me a fanny pack. And now I have snacks easily available to me in my fanny pack. And whenever I feel like my feet are gonna fucking fall off, I eat a gummy. So now I'm probably averaging about 30 gummies a minute. That's great. Okay, we are setting off again after a little rest, and Nina's playing music to try to get me pumped up to get back to going. It's kind of working. My feet do feel a little bit better. It's just also like physical hell. Oh, my fucking feet feel like they're dead. No, they feel very alive, and that is the problem. I wish they were dead.
Get your rain jacket out, dude. It's gonna rain.
It's raining. Okay, so we came down last night in the cold rain and dark to the hut back here where we stayed, and we stayed in the shelter, not in our tent. Because of the rain. And this morning we're going to try to do just under 10 miles to another shelter, which is like 5 miles less than we've been doing. So I'm looking forward to that because everything hurts. Okay, so we tried something new today, which is that we woke up and we hiked without breakfast, and now we're at the fucking cutest cabin in the world eating breakfast.
This is also where we got enough service for Nina to learn that she'd gotten a final round interview for a job. Woohoo! And they wanted her to get on a call tomorrow. We had a little bit of a freak out and ended up spending an hour or two at this cabin figuring out how she could schedule a call. And we made a plan for us to head to a parking lot the next day and just cross our fingers that there would be enough cell service.
Okay, I'm going to be honest with you guys that there's not that many views on this trail, but this is one of them. You're thinking that this isn't that much of a view. Fuck wrong. You. Yeah.
Well, yeah, this is the kind of thing that has to stoke your...
You have to be like, fuck yeah, tree, uprooted tree.
With a root system.
Yeah.
We'll be going for another 50 miles. Yeah.
Okay, so far, this is how I feel about the long trail. This might be a very unpopular opinion. It's beautiful, the forest is beautiful, but it's a lot of the same. There aren't many views, which would kind of make me feel like, oh yeah, this was worth hiking 14 miles. Because right now it's sort of like what it looks like at mile 14, or we're at mile 40, 45, is a lot what it looked like at mile 5.
And I feel like out west or on other longer hikes I've done, yeah, your feet hurt and you feel like you're about to die. But you're in the Himalayas, or you have a fucking crazy view and you have this feeling like I could not have gotten here if I didn't walk on my 2 feet and carry a fuck ton of shit on my back. And here it feels like I've kind of seen this before growing up in New England. And I could see a view like this without feeling like my feet are broken. Maybe that'll change. I'm open to it. It is getting better. Yeah, it's a lot of the same. Beautiful trees. I love you, trees. You're gorgeous. Thank you for the oxygen you give us. But like 40 miles of hiking to look at the same trees? Not so sure. But what is super fun is getting to spend an extended amount of time with Nina and getting to know, like we don't talk every day. We don't get to catch up all the time. So we've gotten to be able to just talk for hours and hours and catch up on everything that's been going on. It feels like I'm coming out of like a forest coma. Oh my gosh, look at this. Oh, we have been in the tunnel for 2 days.
For like 4 days.
For 4 days.
I guess yesterday we had a view, but it
Does not count. It was not this. So we stayed in this shelter that night and got up as quickly as possible the next morning in order to get Nina to the parking lot for her job interview. I helped her with interview prep while we walked, and then she sped off on her own to get there ASAP. But on her way, she bumped into other hikers who told her that there actually wasn't any service at the parking lot. So we had to go with plan B, which was to find a spot on the trail with service and just hang tight until the interview. I'm sitting in the middle of the trail in the sun. No one's come by for a long time. Waiting for Nina's job interview to be over. It feels really nice in the sun and to not be walking. I just lay down and I just got so tired. I just took a 30-minute nap on the trail. No one came. So we ended up doing a pretty light day mile-wise because of Nina's job interview, which she killed, by the way. And so we got to our next shelter early enough for me to actually film us setting up for the night. Okay, when you set up for the night, basically you choose a corner in the shelter if you're able to get space. We put out our Z-rests, which are those silver things, those silver pads on the ground. And then we blow up our Neo Airs, which is like a blow-upable air mattress. You have to blow it up with your mouth, and it takes fucking forever. And then after that, we'd get out our sleeping bags, and I would take all of my camera equipment and put it in my sleeping bag to keep it warm because the cold kills batteries. And then it would be time to make dinner. So for cooking, we brought this little pocket stove and like that all-purpose cup that you can cook in. And I was kind of scared about like setting up my stove and stuff. I don't know, fire, fuel, it's scary. But it's actually super easy. And then we would have sausage, couscous, dehydrated vegetables, and dehydrated chili, hence all the farts. But it was actually so delicious that I started eating it for breakfast too. At night, we would eat dinner in our sleeping bags while watching Lord of the Rings on Nina's phone. It was my favorite part of the day. Okay, so it's fucking freezing tonight, but I just want to say, even though I complain a lot about my feet hurting, food has literally never tasted better, ever, in my entire life. It took Nina about 5 days of hiking to let me in on an amazing secret she was keeping in her bag, which is a little thing called Mio, and it's caffeine, like liquid caffeine that is flavored that you put in your water, and it's like a drug, and I feel really good right now. I love hiking. Good luck.
I am high on drugs right now. Mio is everything.
So the trail got really funky around this point, and it was super fun to go down all of these ladders and metal rungs. So green tunnel be damned. This part was really cool. Throw your poles, she said. Nina would later say that this shot reminds her of Bridget Jones going down the fireman's pole, and she's not wrong.
I think I might be literally powered by farts today. It's like every single mile. I won't let Nina hike behind me at this point.
Which wasn't really an issue because she hikes so much faster than me anyway. She was always waiting for me so patiently.
Okay, we have just arrived at our next place to stay, which is this cabin. There's no one fucking here. This is the first night. If there's still a chance hikers will arrive, but we've been basically the last people to arrive. If no one comes, we get this place to ourselves. There's been people at every single place we've gone to before this. And this is really fucking exciting.
No one else came, and this is how we spent our time.
Megs.
So after today, I have what Nina informs me is a quite common ailment, which is butt chafe. And I am, as I speak, oh my god, putting Neosporin, ow, on my butt cheeks where they are chafing each other.
Okay, we are climbing up early, sort of early, to get to the top of our first mountain peak. Woo! There's Nina. Of course she's ahead of me. Okay, we made it to our first peak. What peak is this? Abraham. This is Abraham Peak. It's a bit windy. Nina's in her little thing there. But it's beautiful and it's so nice to see some real views. Wide open spaces. My hand's freezing. Woo! We are at Sugar Bush Mountain, which is amazing because this is where Nina and I grew up skiing together, and she would terrify the shit out of me by taking me on really hard runs, and then I would walk down and cry. So not much has changed. And Nina has just informed me that that nipple of a mountain is Camel's Hump, and that's the last mountain we are going to summit on our last day of hiking, and then go down a side of it, the other side probably, and then we'll be done. And look how far, it looks so far away. I can't believe that we're gonna walk to that nipple.
Pump it up. It's only 17 miles away.
Hear that, guys? Only 17 miles away.
Okay, but as much as we were joking about how you had to be like really into tree stumps to think that this hike was cool, we saw some pretty cool shit.
Okay, look how this tree, which has already been partially uprooted, is waving in the wind. Look at that. Look at that. That's crazy. Okay, it is raining. Currently filling our water bottles at this stream, and I've made a leaf spout. It's not the best leaf spout, but it's working. Nina's not happy.
And for our last night on the trail, we stayed at this adorable little hut, which had a lot of mice in it and also people, and it was kind of small and hot and cramped, but it was cute.
Look at this. Okay, so we knew Camel's Hump was going to be a tough climb. We're currently going through this sort of like rock tunnel. To the top of Camel's Hump. Woo, and it's really fucking cold, but look at that view. Nina's already like, let's head down and make breakfast. The wind is freezing.
And after summiting our last peak, we had a 6-mile hike downhill. Yeah, that hurt. Oh my god, there's the road. I think that's Route 2, which means that I'm so close. Ow, 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 ow. Ah, ah, ow, 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 ow. It took me another hour to get down to the road.
We fucking did it! Let's go take a shower.
Yes.